What if two Quetzalcoatlus suddenly appeared over the Tibetan Plateau? Could they tear through the food chain and rule the skies again? Above the Yarlung Songpo Grand Canyon, a rift in space splits open the sky, and two Quetzalcoatlus, extinct for 66 million years, are hurled into the modern atmosphere like cannonballs. Kings of the Late Cretaceous skies, 5 meters tall, 11-meter wingspans, only around 200 kilograms, carrying enormous 3-meter bony beaks. But the instant those wings spread for the first time over the Tibetan Plateau, a fatal betrayal by physics descends on them. The Late Cretaceous atmosphere had higher oxygen and different air density than today's. Their flight membranes, over 20 square meters, thin as cicada wings, were an aerodynamic masterpiece refined for a very specific ancient atmosphere, useless against the plateau's violent turbulence. Every wingbeat gets twisted by the canyon's unpredictable gusts. A glider built for stable soaring, rocking wildly like a runaway kite before crashing into the depths. Freezing temperatures at 5,000 meters and intense UV radiation turn every second of exposed skin into a double torture of burning and frostbite. Flight failure and environmental stress hit at once. A hunger fierce enough to burn through their organs consumes their reason. And then enemies appear that they never imagined. 3 bearded vultures, wingspans nearly 3 meters, weighing only 7 kilograms. The plateau's cold-blooded scavengers, dropping bones from hundreds of meters onto rocks to crack them open for the marrow. In their minds, nothing in this sky outranks them. They attack from different directions, like curved Tibetan knives. The Quetzalcoatlus try to evade, but wings built for long-distance soaring respond far too slowly against near-vertical dives. One vulture plunges down, talons slicing through the wing membrane, tearing open a meter-long gash. A second slams in from the side, ripping away a bloody flap of skin. Two kings of the Late Cretaceous skies, overwhelmed by 3 raptors each weighing 1/30th of their mass. Terrified, they fold their wings and plummet. Only at the last instant, just before hitting the glacier beneath Mount Namchabarwa, do they spread their wings for a desperate braking maneuver, crashing into a crevice barely 4 meters wide. The vultures circle a while before leaving. The two Quetzalcoatlus curl inside, wings in tatters, blood seeping from their eyes, realizing for the first time that even here, these heavens no longer belong to them. For the next 3 months, this crevice becomes their refuge. They stop attempting open flight, hugging the canyon walls instead. Like glacier ghosts, they raid cliffside nests, prying snow finches and plateau pikas from the rocks. Once supreme predators of dinosaurs, now thieves on frozen cliffs. But after 3 months, the ancient genes that survived this brutal test finally activate their upgrade. Their tattered wing membranes undergo a bizarre mutation. No longer thin and translucent, but a dense collagen fiber layer 3 times thicker, tough enough to withstand the plateau's turbulence. Muscle fiber grows denser, producing explosive power for the thin mountain air, while their skin evolves a dark gray keratinized layer under years of UV exposure, resisting radiation and adding streamlining to their dives. Growth accelerates. Within 2 years, their wingspan exceeds 14 meters, weight reaching 350 kilograms, and their flight style transforms completely. They develop a hunting method beyond even the vulture's abilities, riding valley air currents up to 5,000 meters, then folding their wings and diving almost vertically toward prey on distant cliffs. Dive speed exceeds 350 kilometers per hour. Prey never hears it coming before a 3-meter beak punches straight through its spine. It's the ultimate evolution of the vulture's bone-dropping strategy, except instead of bones, they drop entire living victims. By year 4, both complete their final evolution. 16-meter wingspans, nearly half a ton each, serrated keratin blades along their beaks, a bony head crest now acting as a stabilizer in high-speed dives. They return to open skies, and this time the vultures don't dare show themselves. Highland raptors sense the pressure waves of these giants from kilometers out and flee in panic. No modern flying creature on this land closest to the heavens dares look at the shadow of death beneath it. Their true coronation as apex hunters comes one noon on the plateau. From above 5,000 meters, they lock onto a herd of blue sheep, the largest ram nearly 90 kilograms. No warning. Folding their wings, they become free-falling torpedoes, and only 20 meters above the target do they spread their wings, air resistance slashing their speed from over 300 kilometers per hour to something controllable. At that exact instant, their beaks pierce the ram's chest, ripping it off the cliff face. They carry it hundreds of meters up before releasing it, the ram plunging onto the glacier below, every bone shattering on impact. The two lords of the sky land beside the carcass and feast on their ice-chilled, gravity-tenderized meal. From that day on, blue sheep no longer approach steep cliffs, and snow leopards and Tibetan brown bears learn one lesson: always watch the sky. But the true climax hasn't arrived yet. One clear afternoon, a passenger airliner flying from Lhasa to Chengdu cruises above the Hengduan Mountains. An elderly Tibetan woman by the window grips her prayer beads tighter. Less than 200 meters from the wing, two unknown creatures with wingspans over 15 meters fly calmly alongside the plane at its exact cruising speed, wings gleaming with a keratin sheen, bony head crests resembling ancient totems from Tibet's sacred mountains. The cabin erupts in screams and prayer. 40 seconds later, two J-16 fighter jets scramble from an airbase under China's Western Theater Command. As their roar echoes from the peaks, the two Quetzalcoatlus perform a maneuver that leaves every pilot dumbfounded. Folding their wings, diving almost suicidally into the core of the Yarlung Tsangpo Grand Canyon, a gorge more than 6,000 meters deep and in places less than 30 meters wide. No supersonic jet can turn tight enough to follow. The jets pull sharply upward, watching helplessly as the radar signatures vanish into the canyon's labyrinth. At 0711 that night, the Western Theater Command declares the canyon and 300 kilometers of surrounding airspace a no-fly zone. Meanwhile, the two kings of the Late Cretaceous skies rest quietly on a secluded icy ledge beneath Namcha Barwa, a place no human has ever set foot, lifting their heads toward the stars above a sky that has remained almost unchanged for hundreds of millions of years. At last, this land closest to the heavens remembers their names once again.